Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the Jagdpanzer E100, the Tier 10 German TD. It's located on the south spawn of Malinovka, and this one is under the command of targy of 3RTR. Otherwise known as the Jaegeru, or the Broomstick of Death, it's actually quite a powerful tank destroyer, based on the E100 hull, but never actually got built, proposed or probably mulled over, but of course they never completed the E100 tanks or the E100 tanks. He just got hit by a Leopard round, and so he's returning the favour by firing a round back down the line of fire on the off chance that he gets them. Now you can see the Leopard's not having much luck shooting him with standard ammo, and I suspect very shortly he's going to start firing the heat rounds. Well, the Jagdpanzer E has already started doing that, and he was the first one to get a round through. But I suspect that's because he aimed it specifically on a weak spot. Okay, he's going to return fire. Oh, there's a tortoise there. And he's not there anymore. That's the first kill. Well, we can see where the Jagdpanzer E actually aimed. He went straight for the weak spot, which of course is those spots right alongside the mantlets on either side. It's 200mm of armour on the front of this vehicle. It does have a weak spot in those spots there. The hatch on top, there's another one you can see there. And of course there's a big lower plate, which is fairly easy to aim for. Now it does have a particularly powerful gun. The main gun was actually made by Krups, or was to be made by Krups. 17cm or 15cm main guns. They were going to be Kanonens, which, as you may know, are Arty guns. Yes, it was going to be Arty guns repurposed to be used as tank destroyers. But they have got particularly powerful, because you can see here 1050 alpha with the AP, 299mm pen with the heat rounds that goes up to 420mm pen. So there's not much he cannot penetrate. In fact, he basically doesn't really need to aim for a weak spot. He just needs to aim for the general tank, and he should be able to take it down. With the HE rounds, he can actually do 1400 alpha and 85mm of pen. And there's the Jagdpanzer. He's looking for the outline. You can't see it at the moment. Guy's got 1530 hit points left. He may not be able to wipe him out with one shot, but so far he's just got one kill with one aimed shot. The other one was just a reciprocal shot. There's the Jagdpanzer, and there he's gone. Just like that. Again, this is one of those tanks which, a bit like the Heshbarn, or the Doom Turtle, or even the Death Star. You just point, aim, and the enemy just literally gets obliterated. Well, we just spotted a Gorilla 15. He's probably hiding behind that rock. And so we'll probably send a round down range just to see if he's popped out for a second. Because, of course, he's based on the Panther hull, so this gun would absolutely shred him. Now, the gun is so powerful, it can actually overmatch armor on the enemy tank. It's also got a fairly high hit pool. The standard hit pool is 2,200. You can see here that Targy's got 2,380, which means he's probably got hardening or something like that to improve his hit pool. Strong frontal armor, good terrain resistance. It's a very slow tank though. 30 kph forward, only 12 in reverse. It kind of invites the enemy to shoot at you, just so that this thing can shoot back. But what it does have, which is bad, is a very narrow arc. And the Leopard's given up, tried to shoot him with heat. He's now just firing HE. It's about the only way he's actually going to get any damage. The gun handling's pretty good as well, as you saw with that tortoise kill, and also with the Jagdpanzer E. He just pointed at the armor and just went straight through. It's not particularly good for long-range shots though, this tank. If you were to aim further up the hill or almost at maximum render range, you might have some difficulty with the dispersion. does have a horrible reload time. It's almost an Arty-like reload time. The standard reload is 24.64 seconds, but he's got 20.42. Going for that griller again. Nope, not there. He's playing it very, very slyly indeed. He's being the epitome of cool, saying, I couldn't really be bothered to move about on this battlefield. I'll just let the enemy wander in front of my gun. I'll just blast them out of existence. He's having a good time doing it, though. The camo values on this tank are pretty awful as well, which means that you do get spotted and shot at a lot. Oh, the enemy Heshbarn suddenly appeared, and he's behind that rock where the gorilla was, but not anymore. He just died to a pattern tank, and we're looking round. The gorilla should still be there, but he might be the other side of the rock. He's got no inclination to shoot just yet. I think he's holding on to his ammo. Our team seems to be doing very well up on top of the hill, and I expect they'll probably be coming down the hill very shortly. There's only one Arty on the enemy team, and this thing is a bit of an Arty magnet, the Jaeger. The enemy Arty is an M53, M55, and he's parking like this to make absolutely certain that the M53, M55 can't get shots at us. Because, of course, it's very difficult to drop a shell over that particular house and get it to the other side. So if somebody hugs the house, they're relatively safe. Okay, no enemy tanks up the hill now, so everything's going to be coming down, and the enemy's going to get spotted very shortly. They're either in the woods, right at the north of the map, or they're going to be seen around their cap area, and that's when we can eradicate them. One thing about this tank destroyers, again, is that apart from having a very large lower glacis, because the engine is right up front, well, the driver's up front as well, but because the engine is between the driver and the rest of the crew, the engine tends to get damaged fairly easily, so you can end up getting your engine damaged. And he's done it again! 860 hit points this time from the Vickers. So he's just under 3k of actual damage and 3k block, and he's barely fired any of his ammo. Well, he's still got more than a few rounds left, waiting for that reload to go through. That can really be the bane of this vehicle, because of course it takes so long to reload. Oh, Leopard prototype in the open. Oh, and he hit him in the tracks. Oh, he's going to be so furious about that. There's the Leopard 1 sitting out there, and he fires an HE round at us, and he doesn't get through. Oh, so long to reload. Is he going to fire straight back? Yeah, he does, but the Leopard's not there anymore. Well, the Leopard prototype's gone. There's only 3 enemies left. They're Arty, that Leopard 1, and a Skoda. The Skoda's just got wiped out, and that means now there's only 2 left, and one of them is that Leopard. Oh, it'd be so nice if we could take the Leopard with us. He's there. Can we get a shot? There he is. Unfortunately, he doesn't connect. We lose our Vickers, but he might as well go to the races now, because the enemy Arty's dead. And he just wants to get one last shot at the Leopard if he can. There he is! And we're not loaded! Oh! And we did get spotted. And even... oh, look at this. Even the Waffenträger auf Panzer IV is moving up to try and get a shot at close range. He doesn't care. Can we get a shot? Oh no, and it's the Waffenträger that gets the kill shot that wins the game. Here's the end of battle stats. That was a second-class tanker for targy of 3 RTR in the Jaegeru, the Jagdpanzer E100. He managed to get a shell proof for blocking more damage than the hit points to his own vehicle and surviving the battle. He got a fire for effect for doing more damage to the hit points to his own vehicle, and he also got a win 8 of 3,736, which is super income standard, but not the medals, I'm afraid, on this occasion. But more than likely he will do this again and get medals. He managed to get the highest damage in the game, but it wasn't 20% of the enemy hit pool. It was a tier 10 game with tier 9 tanks in it. But he managed to get 4,035 hit points of damage out of that game. Did he hit that gorilla at any chance? Well, I think he put the Kyber on the guy because it looks like he blocked a shot from the gorilla at the very least. The gorilla tried, but he failed to do any further damage. So going back to the team scores, we can see that, yes, he got 4,035, not 20%, so no high caliber. Second highest damage was the Kranvan on our team with 3,931. Third highest damage was the Vickers 3, who managed 3,464. When it came to kills, the highest was, in fact, yes, targy, 3 kills to him, 2 kills to the Kranvan, 2 kills to the E, 7X, and also to the Patton tank as well, who got a medal. He got the Leather Slaves medal in that one. So he must have killed 2 tier 10 tanks in a tier 9. And nobody on the enemy team managed to get more than 1 kill. In fact, only 3 tanks actually managed to get kills at all in that game. And look at this. The Leopard 1 was one of them, and their Heshbon was the other, and the 452K. When it came to base XP, though, it's the E7 7X who actually got 1,062, mainly down to the fact that he's tier 9 and he was in a tier 10 game. 1,029 went to the Vickers 3 and 912 went to the Kranvan, with targy a little way down the table with only 801. He fired 9 rounds. 5 direct hits on the enemy, 4 penetrating shots. The one that failed to penetrate, of course, was the one that hit the tracks of the Leopard prototype. And what a place to hit him. He must have hit the drive wheel right in the front. And it just, instead of the shell then penetrating into the vehicle, it went careening on out of the vehicle, out of the drive wheel on the other side. 4,035 hit points of damage, of which 3,010 were at more than 300 meters. 9 hits received from the enemy, only 1 of which actually penetrated. You saw that it was the Jagdpanzer E managed to fire a heat round just into a weak spot and got a pen. There was also 6 non-pens and 2 hits by way of splash as well. That was from the Leopard. 2,830 hit points of damage blocked by armor. 5 enemy vehicles damaged, 3 killed, 269 hit points of damage assistance. On a premium count, he actually made a profit of 22,127 credits from that game. And he also picked up 5 bonds for it being tier 10 and 2,403 experience points altogether. If he had tried to go up the hill to actually get involved with everything that was going up there, I think he probably would have got there just as the action was drawing to a close and everybody was coming back down the hill again. So yes, this is one of those tanks you really have to pick your spot to fight from. If you do go up the hill, you're probably not going to get a good chance to fight, unless of course your team's pretty bad and you then have to go on the defensive and stop the enemy from coming back down the hill on Malinovka. But yes, it's one of those tank destroyers which has got a bit of a reputation for absolutely nuking enemy tanks and just totally disrespecting any armor whatsoever. Hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.